I was in a staff meeting when my phone buzzed and my blood went cold. My mom had texted the family chat, "Come get her, we're boarding now." They'd left my 8-year-old daughter alone at the airport because she cried about sitting by herself. By the end of that day, my parents were being questioned by police in Orlando, and a judge was ordering them to stay away from my kid. None of it came out of nowhere. My family had been showing me for years who mattered, and it wasn't my daughter. Last Christmas, my niece got a mountain of gifts. My daughter got books and one sweater. When her smile slipped, my mom shrugged and said, "She's quiet. Books are better for her type." Looking back, that was the moment I realized type meant less important. Birthdays were the same. My niece's 8th got a bouncy castle and a princess performer. When my daughter turned 8, my mom sighed. "We're exhausted. Let's just do cake at Sunday dinner." My kid didn't even blow out her own candles because my niece helped. I kept wondering if I was imagining it or if I'd just been trained to swallow it. So when my parents announced a big Florida trip vacation house, Disney, all my sisters and their kids, they did it right in front of my daughter. Her eyes lit up like I'd flipped a switch. I hesitated. My mom cut me off. "We raised you, didn't we? We can handle one little girl." My sister added, "Don't be that overprotective, Mom." My daughter whispered, "Please." I should have trusted my gut. Instead, I handed my parents $3,000 cash for my daughter's flights and Disney. My mom slid it into her wallet and said, "That should cover it." I couldn't go because of work, so I stayed behind trying to convince myself it was fine. Then the messages hit. They'd bought my daughter an economy seat while they flew first class. When she panicked about sitting alone with strangers, they decided the solution was to leave her behind and board anyway. That's when I realized my family didn't just play favorites. They were willing to gamble with my child for comfort. I sprinted into the airport and saw 2 officers by a bench. My daughter sat between them, shaking and sobbing. Then she saw me and reached out with both hands. I dropped to my knees as she clung to my neck. "Mommy," she gasped. "They left me here." I showed Officer Martinez the texts, and his jaw tightened. In a security office, my daughter finally whispered what happened. "Grandma said I was being a baby. She said big girls don't cry." Then they got in line and left. Officer Chen didn't soften it. "Ma'am, this is child abandonment. Anything could have happened to her here." My phone lit up with missed calls from my family. For once, I didn't feel guilty. I felt cold. Orlando Airport police detained them when they landed. Charges were filed, child abandonment and child endangerment. A protective order followed no contact with my daughter. My mom still texted like she was the victim. "You're overreacting. Tell the police it's a misunderstanding." A misunderstanding is forgetting a jacket, not texting, "Don't make us feel guilty. She needs to learn a lesson," while you board a plane. Weeks later, my parents' lawyer mailed a demand letter. They wanted the $3,000 back, so I hired my own attorney and countersued for the money plus therapy costs. My daughter had nightmares. If I was 5 minutes late, she panicked. She wouldn't let go of my hand in stores. In court, my mom tried to cry pretty. The prosecutor read her own words back to her. "She needs to learn a lesson." "What lesson?" he asked. "That adults abandon you when you're inconvenient?" The jury didn't buy it, and they came back guilty. Probation, fines, community service, and the no-contact order stayed. Then the civil judge looked at their demand for money and basically dared them to say it out loud. The ruling was simple: pay me $5,000 within 30 days. The check arrived with no note and no apology, just payment. I deposited it and promised my daughter, "I'm taking you to Disney, just you and me, and nobody is leaving you behind." At the airport, I kept our boarding passes side by side like a talisman. Same row. Together, my daughter still asked, small and scared, "What if something goes wrong?" I knelt and said, "Then I raise hell. But it won't. I'm here." When we finally stood in front of that castle, she squeezed my hand and said, "This is better than if they took me." Because with them, she always felt like baggage. With me, she felt chosen. And honestly, I stopped chasing their approval the second I heard her say it.